And so when people see me now in the grocery store or anywhere, I really feel like I need to wear a shirt that says, wait, you don't know the whole story. Because I look like, oh, this mom with these 4 little kids, all 4 kids in 5 years. But there's obviously a much deeper story that I'm willing to share with anybody who asks.
Hello, I'm John Kitsteiner.
And I'm Wendy Kitsteiner. And our story starts a long time ago, I guess. We met as young children, 3rd and 4th grade, and started dating when we were teenagers, and got married about the time we were about 21 years old. Having children was never really negotiable in our relationship. It was just something we always assumed when it was time to have kids, we would have kids. That wasn't exactly how it worked out. And for me, the only thing I'd ever wanted to be was a mom. I didn't really have any career aspirations. And then somewhere around the 5th year of our marriage, that got just completely spun on its axis. We were told by a physician and then multiple physicians that without intensive infertility treatments, we would probably never be able to have biological children. And so thus began a long journey of failed attempts at parenthood, including 3 attempts with Clomid, 5 with IUI, artificial insemination, and 4 with in vitro fertilization. And 10 years into our marriage, we found ourselves emotionally, physically, spiritually, and definitely financially completely spent and still childless.
And ultimately, what I really learned through this is that God is sovereign through the good, through the bad, and over again, everything that happens is to bring glory to God. And I think that as we really focused on making that a priority in our thought process, the journey didn't necessarily become easier, but we felt that we weren't alone on it, that there was a bigger design and there was a bigger, there was an ultimate goal towards what we were pursuing.
Yeah, I mean, this has become our ministry, especially my ministry. I mean, both of us together, we started an adoption organization where we help infertile couples, a nonprofit, becauseofisaac.org, where we help other infertile couples raise money to adopt. Through my blog and through my writing, this continues to be the thing that I probably spend the most time doing, is counseling and walking alongside other women who are exactly where I was 10 years ago, so that they don't feel alone. So it's definitely become our mission and our ministry in my life. And I think it will be that way, honestly, throughout my whole life. It will be something that I'm always passionate about. And I could not be passionate and I could not stand alongside those people without the pain. Ultimately, we ended up making the decision to adopt that little boy, and his name is Isaac, not coincidentally. And he just turned 8 years old this month. And while people always say, just adopt and you'll get pregnant, please don't ever say that to anyone, because generally that's not what happens, but in our case it did. And when Isaac was just 6 weeks old, I was not feeling well, and we were blaming it on having a newborn. And ultimately ended up finding out I was 8 weeks pregnant with no treatments at all. Complete miracle as far as anybody that knew us was concerned. And our little boys, our next son was named Elijah, and they're 8 months apart. We went on to have another spontaneous natural pregnancy, and that's Abigail. And then we went back for our final 2 embryos from in vitro fertilization, and we had Hannah. And really, my message is that there is purpose in the pain. And it was actually only this last year, almost 8 years after we adopted Isaac, that I actually turned to John one day and I said, you know what? I would do it again. I would do all that pain again. It was worth it. It was worth it for the person I am, for what I feel is the compassion I have and the understanding I have that I just would not have had I continued living my fairly idyllic life that was kind of going the way I wanted it to go. It changed who I was, and it changed my relationship with Christ, and that part of our story was definitely worth it, and definitely worth retelling I'll retell it to anyone I can until the day I die, because I believe it's a story of Christ and of clinging to him, and of making sure that other people don't feel alone and feel loved by him as well.